Murder of Jessica Lal. Jessica Lal was born on 5th of January 1965. She was a model in New Delhi and was working as a celebrity barmaid at a crowded socialite party when she was shot dead at around 2 a.m. on 30th April 1999. Dozens of witnesses pointed to Siddharth Vasisht, also known as Manu Sharma, the son of Vinod Sharma, a wealthy and influential member of parliament from Haryana, as the murderer. Manu Sharma was later convicted for the murder and sentenced to life. In the first trial, Manu Sharma was acquitted, leading to a huge uproar in the country despite strong circumstantial evidence to convict the accused, questioning the acquittal, claiming it was not based on merit. Following intense media and public pressure, the prosecution appealed and the Delhi High Court conducted proceedings on a fast track with daily hearings conducted for over 25 days. The trial court judgment was overturned and Manu Sharma was found guilty of having murdered Lal. He was sentenced to life imprisonment on 20 December 2006. On 2nd June 2020, Manu Sharma was released from Tihar jail by Delhi LG on grounds of good behavior. On the day of the murder, on 29th April 1999, Lal was one of the several models working at an unlicensed bar at a party in a restaurant overlooking the Qutub Minar. The bar ran out of liquor at midnight, which it only served till 12:30 a.m. After midnight, Manu Sharma walked in with three of his friends and demanded to be served liquor of 1,000 rupees. Lal refused to do so, and Sharma then fired a .22 caliber pistol at the ceiling as an intimidatory act. Lal refused again, after which Sharma fired again and the second bullet hit Lal in the head, killing her. Due to confusion, a fight followed the shooting, during which Sharma and his friends Amardeep Singh Gill, Vikas Yadav, and Alok Khanna left the scene. Soon after the shootings, contact could not be made with Sharma's family and the family was absconding. After eluding police for several days, Khanna and Gill were arrested on 4th May and Sharma on 6th May with the assistance of accomplice. The murder weapon was not recovered and was thought to have been passed on to a friend who had been visiting from the US and who may have subsequently have returned there. The case by now involved several prominent people. Manu Sharma himself was the son of Vinod Sharma, an Indian National Congress member who subsequently resigned from INC. Yadav was the son of state politician D.P. Yadav. Bina Ramani was a socialite and fashion designer who had redeveloped the premises of the shooting. Her daughter Malini Ramani knew Lal as a fellow model. Singh managed the distribution of Maza in Chandigarh. Amit Jigan, an accomplice of Sharma, was arrested on 8th May and charged with conspiring to destroy the evidence, as it was believed that he had retrieved the pistol from its original hiding place near the bar. While he was remanded in custody, Yadav was still at large and it had also proved that impossible to locate his father, who had promised to deliver his son to the police. Ramani, her husband, and her daughter Malini were arrested on the same day as Jigan. They were charged with operating an illegal bar and, although released on bail, had to surrender their passports. There were several lines of inquiry regarding the family, including whether or not Ramani, a UK national, had the necessary permits to operate business in India. Another concern was to establish whether or not she had concealed evidence by ordering the cleaning up of blood at the premises. Although by 19th May it had been announced that charges relating to this alleged destruction of evidence could not be brought. Yadav was able to obtain anticipatory bail and presented himself to police on 19th May without arrest. He claimed to have been in Mumbai and elsewhere during the previous few weeks and refused to comment regarding whether he had been in contact with his father. He admitted that Sharma had stayed with him on the night of the murder but denied being present with himself at the Tamarind Club or having any knowledge of the events that had occurred until the next day when he told Sharma to surrender the police. Subsequently, he had short spells in custody and longer periods when he was freed on bail, with decisions and overturnings of them being made in various court hearings. The first trial. Charge sheets were filled with, quote, on 3rd August 1999. Sharma was charged with murder, destruction of evidence, and other offences, while Khanna, Gill, and Yadav faced less charges, including destruction of evidence, conspiracy, and harboring a suspect. Others similarly charged were Shyam Sundar Sharma, Amit Jingan, Yograj Singh, Harvinder Chopra, Vikas Gill, Raja Chopra, Ravinder Kishan Sudan, and Dhanraj. The last three names had not yet been apprehended. Several years after the case was opened, on 21st February 2006, 9 of the 12 accused were acquitted, including Sharma. Jingan had already been discharged, and both Ravinder Kishan Sudan and Dhanraj were still at large. The prosecution had been affected by 32 of their witnesses becoming hostile. These including Shayan Munshi, Anlip Shegal, Karan Rajput, Shivlal Yadav, and two ballistic experts, Roop Singh and Prem Sagar. After which, in February 2011, it was announced that all 32 would be facing charges of perjury. The judge commented after the outcome that the court has acquitted them because the Delhi police failed to sustain the grounds on which they had built up their case. The police failed to recover the weapon which was used to fire Jessica Lal, as well as prove their theory that the two cartridges, emptied shells of which were recovered from the spot, were fired from one weapon. The Hindu newspaper also reported that the judge was aware that the prosecution was not assisted by the hostility of the witnesses, three of whom had seen the shooting, and by the fact that forensic examination contradicted police claims that two cartridges found at the scene were fired from the same weapon. Finally, the judge believed that the police have failed to prove a sufficient explanation of the chain of events which led up to the killing. Reaction of the acquittal. The reaction to the verdict was one of outcry. Most noticeably among Indians' urban middle class, the acquittal has released a pent up frustration with an offering blundering and corrupt law enforcement bureaucracy and a deep disgust with the rich and famous who, by all appearances, manipulated it to their advantage. There were numerous protest campaigns, including ones involving SMS and email, seeking to obtain redress for the perceived miscarriage of justice. Rallies and marches took place, as well as candlelight vigils. The protests and candlelight vigils were led by Prabloch Singh, the founder of an organization called the Middle Finger Protests, also known as Human Rights Protection Group from Manu Sharma's hometown Chandigarh. V.N. Khare, a former Chief Justice of India, implicitly criticized the trial judge, saying that it should have been an open and shut case and that sometimes when police, the prosecution, and the lawyers all have connection with the criminals, the judge should be slightly proactive. He should try to get to the truth and not depend totally on the evidence provided in the court. In a case like this, he is not going to get proper evidence. Mostly, the judiciary is dependent on the evidence provided by the investigative agencies. But now, when the situation is so bad, the judges have to wake up, be proactive, and find the truth. The Delhi Police Commissioner announced an investigation to determine where things have gone wrong and said that, among other things, it would examine whether there had been a conspiracy, including possibly by tampering the evidence. Appeal and conviction in High Court. The police petitioned the High Court for a review of the case, and on 22nd March 2006, the court issued warrants against 9 defendants who had stood trial. 8 of them were subsequently bailed in April, with restrictions imposed on their ability to leave the country. The ninth defendant, Gill, had not been traced since the original issue of warrant in March. On 9 September 2006, a sting operation by the news magazine Tehelka was shown on TV channel Star News. This appeared to show that witnesses had been bribed into interacting their initial testimony. Vinod Sharma was named in the expose as one of who paid money to the some of the witnesses. Facing pressure from the Central Congress leaders, Vinod Sharma resigned from the Haryana cabinet. Judgment. On 15 December 2006, the High Court ruled that Sharma was guilty based on existing evidence and also criticized the judge S.L. Bhayana. The judgment said that the lower court had been lax in not considering the testimony of witnesses such as Bina Ramani and Deepak Bhojwani, stated regarding the treatment of the latter's evidence that, with very great respect to the learned judge, we point out that this manner of testing and the credibility of the witness is hardly a rule of appreciation of evidence. Obviously, this reflects total lack of application of mind and suggests a hasty approach towards securing a particular end, namely the acquittal. In particular, the key witnesses Munshi came in for serious criticism. The judgment says of his earlier reputation of the FIR that Munshi is now claiming that the statement was recorded in Hindi while he had narrated the whole story in English as he did not know Hindi at all. We do not find this explanation of Munshi to be conceiving. Regarding Munshi's testimony that two guns were involved, the judgment says in the court he has taken a somersault and came out with a version that there were two gentlemen at the bar counter. We have no manner of doubt that on the aspect he is telling a complete lie. On 20 December 2006, Sarma was punished with a sentence of life imprisonment and a fine. The other accused, Yadav and Gill, were fined and given 4 years rigorous imprisonment. A plea for Sharma to be sentenced to death was rejected on the grounds of the murder, although intentional, was not premeditated and Sharma was not considered to be a threat to the society. Sharma's lawyer announced that the decision would be appealed in Supreme Court because the judgment was wrong in holding Bina Ramani to be a witness. Parole for Sharma. On 24th September 2009, the government in Delhi paroled Sharma for 30-day period so that he could attend to some matters relating to his sick mother and family business. The parole was further extended by 30 days, during which he had been seen partying at a nightclub and his mother appeared at public functions. Sharma returned himself to Tihar jail on 10th November 2009, 2 weeks before his parole expired. Sharma was granted a limited parole from 28 December 2013 to 5th December 2014. This was to allow him to sit for master's degree examinations in Delhi. Release. In 2020, Sharma was out of bail because of the order of Delhi LG on the grounds of good behavior. Supreme Court confirmation of sentences. On 19th April 2010, the Supreme Court of India approved the sentence and said that the evidence regarding the actual incident, the testimonies of witnesses, the evidence connecting the vehicles and the cartridges to the accused, Manu Sharma, as well as his conduct after the incident prove his guilt beyond reasonable doubt. The High Court has analyzed all the evidence and arrived at the correct conclusion. Perjury charges. In May 2013, Delhi High Court ordered a prosecution of Bollywood actor Shayan Munshi and a ballistic expert P.S. Manocha for turning hostile. The court cleared a further 17 people who allegedly hostile position was under review. 10 other people had been discharged from claims of perjury in early hearings and 3 had died since the original trial.